morning, guys. Morning of day 3. Eric and I took the morning off to clean our axis bucks. So we're cleaning them right now and getting them all prepared to be frozen. Eric's over here working.
Welcome to the outdoor butcher shop. Like Matt said, we're not hunting this morning, so really this whole trip was planned around shoot deer on the weekend, use Monday to package it, use Monday night to freeze it, fly home Tuesday. And that's exactly what we're doing. So we've got meat kind of scattered all over. Let me show you some of the cuts. I've got my tenderloins down here in this bag. I just made sure they were clean, but they're about ready to be frozen. I'm not getting super granular on cleaning it, but that's a back strap. These are both back strapped as well. Got the silver skin off the bottom of them for the most part, but this one I decided I just didn't want to butcher it out here. I'll do that when I get home. And then hindquarters, all chunked out into kind of muscle groups, just really following the lines and cutting it as easily as possible. And not, like I said, not fine tuning and cleaning everything, but getting off anything that's bloodshot or as much of the silver skin and connective tissue as we can. But for the most part, it's going to be frozen at about chunks like that. But look at that. That's just a nice hind quarter. Again, there can be some trimming to do. Stuff like this, it's just cut up into sections. And then I've got a scrap pile and then front shoulder meat that's deboned. Again, this stuff is really great for burger. Probably could just throw a big chunk of it on the smoker. I'm not going to get too crazy on cleaning it, but I am going to trim it up just enough to be put in the freezer bag, and then it will get to freeze overnight and will be frozen. And we brought our YETI cooler bags, which could be a carry-on, and Matt and I are both going home with a ton of axis meat. So this is my section. We got Matty Ice's section right here. We both ate one of our back straps, so all we have is one. And then, yeah, again, cutting up all the quarters, all the extras, all the neck meats and stuff. And then this bag is another bag full of the same. So we're just gonna do it again. But yeah, this is cool, man. Nick's got such a great setup with this little shop here, with the fridges, with the freezer, the cutting boards, hose. This makes me want like a butcher section on the side of my house somewhere. We wanted to show you guys that because, you know, a lot of people from the last trip were wondering, what did we do with the meat? And this is what we did. I know we showed it a little, but you cut it, you freeze it, you take it home. I know Brian and Casey, they want some. I got some friends who are asking me for some. So that's what we're doing right now, guys. I mean, who doesn't want some of that fresh axis meat? Got some hair on there. So we're gonna do this for a little bit. We do get an evening hunt tonight. It's our last chance, but for now we're doing pretty dang good. We all got one buck, and if we can, we might take some does and have to do this over again, but at least we can get caught up. I think this stuff, if anyone's got tips, like I always wondered, say someone wanted this to be a roast, do they just leave it like that? Like a butcher, when you cut beef, it seems to always have the stuff in it. But if you guys had a wild game roast, would you just throw that in the crock pot, or would you try to trim off some of this stuff? Let me know in the comments. Just curious. Alright guys, check this out. That's the goods right there. That's actually a back strap. We got a couple small roasts off the hinds. This is also some meat off the hind quarter. So we've got it all bagged up. We've already taken a whole load, but we want to show you the setup that Nick's got here. So we try to get all the air out as best we can. You think you can grab a couple of these, Matt? Do you want me to grab some? This gimbal, so smooth, guys. Let us know if you like the smooth feature of the gimbal. We take it from here to the little shed shop. Alright, so here's the freezer. Check it out, this stuff's cold. So that's a stack of meat I already brought over here. I'm trying to get them to somewhat lay flat, hoping that helps us stack them in the cooler a little better. But obviously some of the round meat doesn't want to cooperate.
That might go.
That's your goat from last time.
We'll pull that out.
we'll just throw these in our big YETI cooler, and you can carry on meat. For anybody who hasn't traveled with meat before, we like to just take the YETI bags and either do a carry-on bag or we'll check them if we need to. But if you check them, 50 pounds is the limit. After that, you pay the overweight fees. If you carry it on, it's a little heavy, but it's free. So traveling and hunting, it's a little work, but it's a lot easier than I would assume most people think, especially if you have a setup like this. So it's nice we have that. Do you want that in there, Matt?
I want to check it out.
Matt's gonna check out his goat.
So if you guys remember last time we were here, we went and hunted goats. We didn't have room to take this guy back with us. It's a cool goat. He's got a really cool hide, but yeah, there's the goat. I don't know what we're gonna do with him. We may try and take him back this trip. We'll see. Go time. Do we have a knife?
I have one.
Oh, we do. And gloves. We're good to go. Going out for the evening hunt. This will be the last final chance on this trip anyways to get a big old mass monster. Maybe a doe or two too. We'll just kind of see. We're just going up to have fun. But man, my neck feels hot. It's getting on the back of my neck all day, dude, every day. You want some sunscreen at all? Whew. Let's go. Which buck is that? Dark horns, dude. Come on. He's not the tallest, but he's got the dark horns. It's a sweet dark antlered buck and then a really white antlered buck. It's so crazy. Same herd of deer, two new mature bucks. They're just roaming. It's funny when you see the bucks, they have a really dark cape on their back and then like a really white throat patch and a lighter colored face. So when they're staring at you, you see the big white circle. And I go buck right away.
They're both like 27, 28 inch bucks.
You see their bodies, like, so many up and comers. So many. It's so funny, dude. Think of the stakes. We saw a good buck. We're gonna walk over here and see if we can see him. How about that for visibility? It's kind of cool, to be honest. You can still see pretty good. I never did get a look at him, so I'm not sure what he looked like. Dark. Regular gore. What's that one? Little buck. There he is. Just he's got good caudal points, so huh?
a very typical average buck. Pretty frame. His went way back and then up, kind of like Matt's. There's a lot more deer in this brush than you ever. Sometimes a deer will be curious, that's why he's calling. You can do a call or a distress call, and sometimes they'll come out of the bush to try to figure out what's going on. They're in that low cut. Nick's got a good plan. They're gonna run right under Nick. Woo! Woo! Back there. Look for the big one though. Get ready. That big one's gotta be under Nick. I think these are different deer. 300-yard dash. Ran up here, pushed out like 3/4 of the whole herd, everybody but him and some small ones. And then he circles back right to the side by side. Do you look big right there? Ah, it was hard.
He wasn't heavy, he was just long.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been a good one. We would have shot him. But he got away. This is a cool glassing spot. But there's a bunch of cattle in this pasture. And it seems to have pushed the deer out here. But I can see a herd down below us. Kind of right in that pocket. I think we were planning on hunting later tonight. There was some deer in here yesterday that came out of this big gulch. And it's full of that brush. It's like a perfect spot, but I don't see any in it tonight. Really cool views though, man. It's beautiful up here. Like, boom, shoot. Shot though. It's bad. Oh, he just got up. He's gonna come in. He's not that good, man. Like, unless these calls like this on one side. I mean, it's a buck, but is that spike, dude?
It's not, definitely not spike. It has like no mass.
There's a big buck right here. I'm gonna try and get set up and shoot him. Nick, how far? Dude, he's like 200 feet. Watch your bubble. You ready? Yep. Okay guys, we're gonna put a sneak on down here. Matt just dumped a pretty nice buck. And we got a herd down here. We know they're somewhere close. We're just gonna kind of spot and stop and go slow. They don't go. Now they're just go get the deer on high alert. Reload.
Looks like a good one. I mean, if anything, it's that dark antlered one, and he was pretty nice. Finally got one with dark antlers. Last light, last day. Look how dark he is. Oh, he's still got velvet. That's why he's so dark. Sheesh. Yeah, his whole top side on the left is full of velvet. Pretty shape. He's kind of like yours, Matt, where he goes back then high. Well, guys, that's... guess that's why you push it till the very end. We knew we would run into some deer down here. I was hoping that big spike buck was down in that herd, because that's the does he was with, if it's the same deer anyways. But this one, that's a new buck. We saw him on our drive up earlier, kind of gave him the pass, but in the heat of the moment he came out last light, last opportunity, and me and Matt both connected at last light. Literally like 10 minutes apart. So Matt's buck is up higher, deep in a gulch, and this one's right here out in the open on the grass. But man, these animals really are something. They're so pretty. They are so pretty. So we're gonna take care of these. Looks like we got a lot more butchering to do.
Just a disclaimer, guys, it is a lot lighter out here than the camera's making it look.
Yeah, that camera doesn't pull it in like the other one.
Yeah, this camera's struggling a little bit, but it's still legal shooting light. All right, guys, this is the buck I shot right before Eric shot his buck. We shot him at the top of this gulch and he fell all the way down to the bottom, but he's super lopsided. Just got a long side here, not very heavy. Pretty good front on this side.
I think you beat your 29. I think his right side is 30.
So the goal of this last day is me to break my 30-inch curse, which is kind of fun when you're out here. There's deer everywhere. So it's kind of fun to be specific and try and target an age class. But this front's super cool.
What do you think, Nick? Do you think that right side is 30?
It's close.
It is close.
I definitely think this is the longest beam I've shot. Not the prettiest or heaviest, but...
He's like straight up.
Yeah, he just goes straight up. Guys, this buck, we're on our way down to try and find a big buck that Eric wanted to kill. A big spike club. I don't even know. A weird buck. And this thing was bedded. Eric spotted him bedded there with a couple does, and he's just sitting there staring at us, and we talked for like 5 minutes. And we're like, this is too good of an opportunity to pass up. Our last day hunting. And I want some more back straps. I'm being selfish, and I want to take some more back straps home. So this deer is absolutely beautiful. I'm very grateful for the opportunity that I have to come out here with my buddies, but we're gonna drag him straight up this gulch
Straight
now.
up, dude. Sweet buck, Matt.
Thanks, guys.
Ready to tag in? 1, 2, 3. Same spot, dude. It is pretty cool because Nick's family does run a cattle operation out here. A lot of cows spread all over, and they have some of the best looking land for them. And the ranch really does appreciate the hunters that come out here and harvest. No, it's fun, man. I tell you what, one thing I noticed being out here in Hawaii is the tradition of hunting and fishing for food, to feed not only yourself but your friends and your family. It's the strongest culture of hunting and fishing I've ever seen. And I've been not all over the world, but I've been, you know, state to state and stuff. Hunting and fishing is strong tradition out here in Hawaii. Well, we couldn't turn down the opportunity to get these two bucks together and take some night shots. Matt, he's so good with the camera and all the settings. We're gonna overlay some of the night pictures he took. Turned out really cool. Thanks for Nick for being the photographer behind the camera and Matt setting it all up. But we wanted to get these two bucks together for some photos that we can keep forever and some video that we can have forever, because that was a pretty fun hunt, man.
Yeah.
Two cool bucks that are, you know, like Matt said, they're all so similar, but yet they're all so different. This one's got a lot more laid back antlers and then shoots up. Matt's a little more straight.
Eric's has big caudals, mine has bigger fronts.
Look at this, yeah, look at this texture on Matt's front. It had it on the other side too.
Kind of like acorned up.
This one reminds me of my Colorado mule deer buck that has velvet at the top. I don't know why that happened, if they let it get too dry and it's just hard and doesn't ever polish off, but both of them have really dark antlers. This one has got the prettiest cape I've taken that I can remember. So I'm gonna do a full body and then get him soft tanned. I'm gonna keep this one as a rug.
I'm gonna do the same.
That one's a cool one, dude. These bucks, like I said in another one of our other videos, they seem to have a darker cape. They got the big white throat patch on their, like underneath their chin. Killer time in Hawaii. Hope you guys enjoyed that whole little mini series. I feel like I've got so much work to do. Going back home, really shooting my bow more often, make sure it's fine-tuned and dialed in, scouting for mule deer, scouting for elk, and really getting ready for our true fall season. And it's fun because we've always tried to find ways to kind of extend the season, whether that's on the back end or the front end. And hunting deer in the summer months, whether it's Texas or Hawaii, has just given us more time to pursue game, and it definitely helps sharpen the skills, that's for sure.